Hello and welcome to healthyhouseplants.com, where we teach you all about gardening in the great indoors. If you'd like to support our show, please use our Amazon affiliate link below. Today I am adding to my series on forcing Paperwhite Narcissus indoors. Love this plant to force indoors during the winter months. The scent is amazing and the plant is beautiful too. So you can see this plant here. You see this flower here. This is one flower stalk there. Lovely scent, as I mentioned. So the whole plant here. And I had the prior videos show you how to grow these, and this is in the bulb form, in water. So now I did have a viewer ask about what about soil, which is a good question. So now I am going to show you how to plant them in soil so that you can get them growing in soil. They do just as well in water as in soil. However, if you have more than one bulb, you want to plant them together, you're going to need to do it in soil, generally speaking. So I do have one bulb here that I'm going to be planting in this container. You'll see that this container does not have any drainage holes. When you are forcing bulbs indoors, you don't want drainage holes. So for those pots that you got that you love the look of, that you would like to plant in, this is the perfect opportunity. Okay, so I have some soil here that you do want the soil to not be too thick and heavy, because you do want the bulb not to rot. So something with some perlite or pumice in it. I do have a pumice product I'll put here. The other thing about it, however, is that you can use used soil for this procedure, because what's going to happen afterwards is you're going to either toss the bulb or you're going to plant the bulb outside where it can naturalize, or in a bigger pot. But for these purposes, you don't need the soil itself to be holding a lot of nutrients, because the bulb automatically is created in a form that it has all of its nutrient stores in this bulb. So when you plant it, it uses the nutrient stores in the bulb to create this beautiful plant. So that's why you could use a used potting soil, say, or something along those lines. You wouldn't want to go start digging up dirt outside. It's way too heavy. I wouldn't recommend that. But say you have a heavier potting soil, you could add a little bit of pumice to it to make sure the drainage is good, and then you have a great soil to do this in. So I am going to fill up this container here with some soil here for this plant, and just show you how easy it is to pot up these beauties. You can generally get these around September through now. Sometimes you may still be able to find some now. It's harder to find them later, which we're in January right now, but you may find some here or there. Paperwhite Narcissus bulbs is what you're looking for, and you can still plant them, and it takes about 4 to 8 weeks, depending, for you to have these gorgeous plants that smell so delicious in your house. So you can see I filled it up pretty far there, so there's a little bit of a lip. You do want somewhat of a lip there. A deeper container is better, because these guys get lots of roots on them when they're growing, and if you don't have a deep enough container, it was going to push up out of the soil, which isn't the end of the world. You can put a little soil around the bottom, but it's very hard to keep it watered. Okay, so take that, and I am going to simply push this beautiful bulb in halfway, so there still is some bulb showing on top there. So you can see there's still bulb showing. You don't want it all the way in, you want it half and half. And what will happen is it will start to form roots in the soil below, and it will start to grow. You want to put this in a dark area of your home at first, not pitch, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be pitch black, but a darker area until this starts to grow more, and then you can move it gradually into a brighter and brighter location. You don't want it in too bright of a light, because it will tend to make the flowers go faster, terminate faster. the whole budding and blooming cycle. You also don't want them to be near any drafty areas, so any heating or air, it probably wouldn't have air conditioning ducts going at this time of year, but heating ducts, because that will dry out the bud and make the flower not last as long. You want to do what you can to get the flowers to last long because they smell delicious, as I mentioned. Okay, so I did plant this in a moist soil. I always suggest planting in a pre-moistened soil, not soggy, but pre-moistened, so that you don't have any air pockets, for one thing. And then you do want to water this guy some after planting, so give it a good little soak. You don't want to go too crazy, about like that. And the water should settle in fairly quickly, as this has already done. And then you do want to water again when about the top ½ inch to inch of soil is dry, depending on the size of the pot. For this one, I'll go about a ½ an inch down, 3/4 of an inch down when it's dry, and I will water. And as I showed, water some. You don't want to water a whole bunch, but you do need to give it a little bit of water as it grows, because those roots that will start growing will need it. Now this won't need watering probably for at least a week, if not a little bit more than that. But once the roots start growing, and I will know the roots have started growing because the top will have started growing, then you need to keep an eye on it in terms of needing some water. And that is how you grow this lovely plant in soil indoors in the winter months to perfume your winter indoor garden. Thank you for stopping by today. Please leave any comments about any indoor gardening tutorials you'd like to see. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And please check the bell if you'd like to be notified when new videos are released.